I'm kind of testing something. It's something, a different way of doing something. My friends, Chelsea and Molly, met each other in real life. And if I had a money tree, I would have met up with them in a freaking heartbeat. Ugh. And I was like just in Florida not long before that. And I first met Chelsea in real life too. I just would have loved to meet Molly and like go on the crazy cool experiences they went. Anyway, they went to a yarn shop together and they got yarn and they decided to do a friendship design. Brilliant, right? So now they're doing like a community testing in Ravelry. How fun, right? So they just released the patterns for free for everybody to join this test. So it doesn't have like yardage estimates or anything like that. And everything will get solidified. And it's going to be free for like a week to get. I mean, by the time this video airs, obviously the design is released. But she has it free for like a week. And then it's going to close. And anybody can download it. And even if you don't test, when it releases, they get the free updated final copy. So, but I want it now. I mean, that's the beauty of it. And they're beautiful. They're drapey. They're flowy, drapey, same thing, right? But like, I just want it. That's the end of that. So I raided my stash. I've been talking to friends already this morning, poloing with friends, and I have a few options here. Okay, so I have some of this Lindy chain fingering weight. This is from Knit Picks. There is 180 yards in each. I didn't look this up, but I made the RBG tank by Stephanie Aaron, and I just never wear it anymore. I've realized I like loose flowy things more and less shaping. And I wasn't really like, I love the beaded part, but I wasn't excited about the attachments here. And having to make sure that they're all straight when wearing, but also like my body has changed. And so this doesn't really fit. And so I never wear it. I literally haven't worn it since I took pictures in it. So I'm going to frog it to supplement this. And I really feel like this should be Molly's design. So Molly did knit and Chelsea did crochet, the crochet version, like their collaboration. So I really feel like this red is more of a Molly vibe. She's more fiery to me, but I feel like that's a good amount of yardage that could be better crochet compared to my other options. Well, compared to the other one option, I only pulled out this last option right before this video. But this colorway, this color palette seems more a Chelsea color palette, doesn't it? But this is only like 400 yards. So I feel like I need more of this, whether it be crochet or knit. This is 100% viscose from Bamboo. It's Aunt Lydia's crochet thread. So, and it says it's a fine weight, a super fine one. So the design is done in fingering weight. So this is fingering weight. This is classified as fingering weight. But then I found this in my stash. My friend Divya gave this to me as a Christmas gift several years ago. And it's Yarn Cart, and it's 100% cotton. And it's 3-ply sport weight. So she has the option in hers to be sport or fingering weight. You just have to swatch and figure out what kind of drape that you're into. And I think it's like a made to measure type of design. They do offer stuff according to Craft Yarn Council measurements. But yeah, I feel like I would have more freedom with that. And then I probably would do a little bit of color play, obviously with these two colors. I don't know. I just don't know what to do. because, and I can't decide which one to start first, because I do have some knit projects going on, and I feel like maybe I'm safer starting with the crochet, because I probably need to get some things off, get the couple projects off the needles first before starting a knit. And knitting swatches is a little bit more involved than crocheting swatches. And then also, like I said, I already found the tail on this, so I am going to actually begin frogging this. I am not one that gets sad about frogging. I'm not one that gets sad. Like, I enjoy repurposing the yarn. So if I'm not wearing this top, I'm not mad about it. Like, I feel like it's going to have better life being made into something else. And also, I feel like I'm more of a process maker. So I feel like the actual making of things makes me happier than the finished thing that I get to wear around everywhere. I mean, I like both, don't get me wrong. And I love the idea and the opportunity to be able to meet up with these makers again, and maybe somebody else, some other makers out there. Like, I have other friends I know that are joining this fun community making together thing. So I love the idea of getting to see any of these people and getting to match. I feel like it just brings more of a community aspect and a friendship aspect to this. These are amazing designers and amazing people for generating this much creativity in this community. I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna head off and probably swatch the crochet first. I ended up making 3 swatches. This is 4 millimeter, 4.5 millimeter, 5 millimeter. And none of them really work stitches wise. But it's so hard to really get a grasp without it having the legitimate weight of the fabric. The look of it, as far as it goes, obsessed. They're all drapey. So I don't even know what to do. I mean, realistically, I need to go with the stitches, because if I'm going to be testing, that's what's appropriate. She said rows don't matter because everything's done to dimension. So I'm not worried about that part. I'm like, do I go up another needle size? I'm going to hate it. I'm going to hate it, because look how it just keeps getting more and more see-through. I am totally wearing the same shade that I'm working on, so this will be interesting to share. But I did like a test run, so I just did this to the dimension. I still have like all the knots from joining the yarns together. I've got to cut those. I'll get to it eventually, but I did decide to put them all on one side, so those little knot from the magic knots will be on the one side. I think it's very weird that it seems thick and thin. Like, my band seems thick and thin. I don't know what's going on. I don't think I lost any stitches. I think I'm still at the same amount of stitches. Yep, still the same amount of stitches, so I didn't lose any stitches. Weird. Tension issues, I guess. I am finding that it is kind of like messy. Ugh, I hate that. I'm hoping that I'm gonna enjoy like the whole thing once it's assembled, but I'm going based off of the dimensions and everything that she said on there, although I do feel like I want to add more fabric and think maybe my waistband could be worn lower, but I don't think it will, because I did do, I think hers probably sits like cropped, so in the actual part of her waist, I feel like this is where it probably does. So mine said, for my size, it says 28 inches. So I made this to 28 inches. Initially, I was wondering, should I do it while it's stretched or what? But this is like not stretched, it's 28 inches. I feel like I even want it to be more, but I'm gonna go with it because I'm tired of doing ribbing. I felt never ending. So I'm gonna do the little button band thing that it says, and then we'll see. We'll see how things go. Ugh. I think I've decided on these buttons for my waistband, but I don't know till the whole thing comes together. And I've done about 18 inches on my first panel so far. I don't even know how long I'm gonna make it. Also just wanna add that I only just like really read over and looked through the entire pattern yesterday last night when I started on this first panel and realized that was all piecework. Like, excuse me, even down to like the lace, like having to attach all that. So it's a little bit different than I expected. I can understand the structure of the seaming being needed in some ways, since this is going to be flowy loosey. I am liking the gauge of this. I think it's going to be pretty flowy. I am 100% going to have to wear something underneath this because this is very airy. But yeah, I almost feel like I want to get like a new skirt or something like high-waisted to wear with this. I deserve a new item, right? With a new made item that I'm doing. Also, I got a package today. I already bursted into it and my husband saw me get it from the mail. And he was like, it's yarn. No surprise, right? My friend Casey at the Scaniac mailed me this yarn. For the first time, I get to try Hobie yarn. This is Twirls Cotton Kings, I guess. It is 100% cotton, Avi. And there is 874 yards in this cake. Isn't that a beautiful gradient? So I'm gonna be, and I think it's really cool that it's tabbed already to find the center pole. So I think I'm going to start gauge swatching for that pretty soon and get to start crocheting soon also. Should I finish the knit one before moving on to the crochet? I don't know. Maybe I'll let this motivate me to finish the knit one. It's gonna, okay. We'll see. We'll see how much I can hold off on doing that. Good morning. I didn't do an update yesterday, and I didn't finish my second panel yesterday like I had hoped. I know I didn't tell you that, but I kind of assumed like maybe I could do like a whole panel in a day minimum. I feel like a broken record saying this, but I really just cannot believe that they made theirs in 3 days. How? Everybody always tells me that I'm quick. And this is like really all that I do with my time. And it just didn't happen. I mean, I cooked and stuff yesterday, but still for the most part, that's what I did. And for me, it's only like 42 stitches. Mind you, I'm doing like 211 rows. I'm at 160, so I don't have much. And then I've got to do lace pieces. And then I think I will block them out before assembling. And so once I get all the pieces done, excuse me, every time I come on here, I feel like that happens. And it probably doesn't help that I took some sips of my iced coffee before. So once I get the lace pieces done, I think that I might swatch for the crochet version today. I want to play with that yarn so bad. I've never used Hobbii, and it looks like it gives such great drape. I mean, when Casey gave it to me, she said that she would recommend doing knitting with it because the splittiness is annoying with crochet. And when I'm going to crochet with it because I feel like the colors go more Chelsea and the red goes more Molly. So I'm trying to still maintain their vibes within making process. But also yardage. Like there's so much yardage in that crochet one. So I might modify that one a little bit more. Like with this one, I think the only modification I'm going to do is add lace around the bottom of the waistband because the edging is just, ugh. I might do it on all parts, like on the neckline and the back and stuff. I might do it there too because even on this, like my edges here are so messy. And I don't know why. Like, I feel like I pull it snug. I'm going to blame this yarn. Like, the fiber content is very weird with the linen. And I remember it being weird when I crocheted with it. I also forgot, I don't think I mentioned before, she makes you do a different kind of loose cast on that I've never done before with these panels. And it's called the thumb method. It's really cool. I feel like it's a combination between doing like a crochet cast on and then also like a backwards loop cast on. So you're kind of starting with the backwards loop, but then you wrap the working yarn on there and let it loop over it. So I feel like the wrapping the loop yarn or basically having to place the stitches on there is similar to a crochet on casting, but I probably should have had the coffee and ate some donuts and started. Mornings have been tough for me lately. All day. Like allergies, period. I feel like I struggle breathing right now, and I'm so over that. I need to do better self-care, but literally all I want to do is knit. Or play with yarn. I'm going to get it together. Don't worry. Don't worry. By the end of the year. I mean, it's already June. How? Okay. I'm all over the place. I'm going to just try to make some progress, and I'll be back. Swatch achieved. I used like 3 different hooks to get this swatch, and I'm also realizing this fabric is kind of got a little bit of stretch to it, so I don't know what this is going to be like because I'm not blocking it this time. I'm not blocking it because I'm not going any further down on a hook size. I am down to 2.75, so I get to use my pug hook. I didn't bring it out here, but I'm sure during the process I'll get to show you at some point. I started with the 4mm. There's like a gnat or something. I started with a 4mm, way too big, Then I went to 3.5, and I was thinking in my head too, because it's like a 0.5 difference between the hook sizes. So I was like, I don't know if I got a 3mm, do I? Anyway, that's besides the point. 3.5 didn't work either. So 2.75 got me pretty darn close. And that means I get to use my 2.25 for the smaller hook size for the waistband stuff. I'm gonna get started. I don't know how I'm gonna go about the gradient business of this. I think I'm just gonna go the way that it happens. So this is probably gonna be the waistband color, and I'm gonna make the panels. Wherever the gradient falls is where it falls. I'm not gonna be worried about that. I didn't really update much yesterday or showcase like all the places I've went to crochet this, but this crochet version is bringing me so much joy. Like, it's so nice to freely be stitching on the go. My lips almost match this. Okay, so a couple days of work, being out and about. I measured it. I'm at about 30 inches. Let's see. I don't really know. These dogs, they're eating, and one is mad. Stop, please. So I'm wondering if that should be enough. I think that should be enough. Do I want it to be negative ease for sure on the waistband? I think that it might stretch a little bit, so I think we're good here. And then it's gonna add the button parts. And I don't even know what buttons. I get to explore my button container again. But she says till they meet. So they've met, and that is like my waist. What's funny is that this is one stitch wider than what my panels will be. So let's see. And like, I'll probably make my panels about 30 inches as well. So all my pieces will be like the same. I don't know, my other panels were 29. I think Chelsea did 29. So I might do 29 inches for the panel pieces. But like my cake is getting flatter. I still think I should have, I'm cutting my head off. I still think I should have plenty of yardage to make it through. Let's hope so. Maybe I have to do the waistband again. What? I finally finished all the pieces. And so now we're blocking, and then I'll decide if I want to make more lace bits. Okay, I have squeezed out the water. I mean, this looks like some strawberry punch or fruit punch or like something, right? I can't believe that much still come out of that, because like to make the water like this color, because this is yarn that I already have washed and used before. I didn't even get to break into any of the new cakes of yarn that I had. Like, I still have a tiny bit left over in case I want to do more lace, but it's crazy. Like, I frogged that and I literally haven't even used all that yarn. It's made this much. And I almost feel like it was unnecessary for me to frog, that I could have just used the two little balls that I already had, but whatever, here we are. finally got to the point of seaming, like mustering up the energy to actually do it. And I probably should have shared more details during some other things, but I started just not recording. I still have quite a few ends everywhere. I don't know where the other ones went. They were dangling here. Oh, here they, yeah, there's some others in there. But I will finalize that in a bit because like I realized I forgot to make the back lace bit, but it actually works out better to wait till it's all assembled so that I know really how much length I need for that lace bit, to get like how much sleeve I want, you know, like I think I'm gonna have it probably this far apart. Like, I don't think I want it all the way up like that. It's not bad like that either though, because she only has like 4 inches on hers. This actually isn't bad. I kind of like this. I don't know how I'm gonna measure my own self, but I almost thought about switching out my buttons to black ones. I went ahead and did these ones, excuse me. And I did seam the lace along the sides. So I have pretty good coverage. I feel like even just like putting this on and off to try on has kind of stretched it even further a little bit, like the waistband that is, but I love it. I got a little bit different of a vibe than Molly does with hers, because I'm giving myself more coverage, but I think it's more wearable for me and it's comfortable with this fiber and everything. I feel like I would wear this for like a full-on day and love it. The process with the knit, it's just so tedious. It's not as enjoyable as the crochet, but the results are so worth it. I will say that it did help me with the buttons. I meant to say, to have like the extra tail instead of having to cut more yarn to attach those. I used the tail and it's basically connected all the way down here to the top, each button, like with the tail. And all the other tails helps me too. Like the tails to seam to the body here. She has you like separate in quarters so that like these attach up front and then swing around the shoulder and then attach in the back, which great construction. And you do have to kind of ruche a little bit. So the panels are bigger than the waistband, which should be that so that, you know, you can snatch in the waist like that. I like the drape of this, so it kind of gives like a blousey effect, which isn't always what I love, but in this situation, I'm loving it. And yeah, I'll wear like more of a skin tone color bra, but that's just what I have on today. So I like that I gave myself this coverage and back there. I don't really know what else to say. Yeah, it ended up working out. I've done seaming. There's still more to do, but I wanted to discuss some things. So I will say, to me, the making of the crochet version has been enjoyable. More enjoyable than the knit version. Because I guess I'm a messy knitter. But the final product is so rewarding with the knit version. The way my crochet version is going, after trying that one on, I'm just like, let's talk about it. So I feel like I look like Mortal Kombat with this. And I will say, because a little bit Harley Quinn color blocking going on here. Initially I wanted, see that how the purples are happening here, and this is where like the gradient happens. I wanted that to be in the front. I seamed this, then realized this was flipped around and I didn't have it all right. And I was not about to take this seam out. I've been working at this for a long time. I thought it was going to be easier than seaming the knit one, but it requires just as much focus. Whatever. So I'm fine with the way the color blocking is going here. I've adapted to that. And I don't mind it being in the back, but I really dislike the buttons. I think that it's just too stark of a contrast. So I rated my buttons again, and I think I've decided on these skull and crossbones, which you're probably not going to be able to see that great right now, but they got like blingy eyeballs. And I don't know how it's like the skull and crossbones being so close together, but I feel like it's the least homemade looking that I can get with some of the buttons that I already have. And for anybody else that is going to make this in the future after watching this, this is going to be my tip. I think I tried this based off of what everybody's saying and then what she has instructions in the pattern. Like if you want to add length, to add it to the waistband. So I tried that. I doubled the waistband. You know this. But I am not into this look. I think it totally changes the vibe. So if I could suggest something, it would be, which this is how I'm going to fix this. I'm going to double brim this so that I don't have to take everything apart and frog anything. And I will have the extra support also of the double brim waistband. Not that I necessarily need it, but it'll be nice. I think double brim is always super comfortable, and I definitely have the yardage to be like the yarn left over to be able to do also the drawstrings there. Not drawstrings, but ties here. So I still need to do that, but I'm going to take all these buttons out and I'll make sure that I double brim it to where there's the 4 button spots. Now I don't know how that's going to work with like if it's going to have like a weird fold at the bottom where the button is, but I think that it's going to change once I get these buttons out. But I think that the way, if you want to lengthen something, measure where you want your waistband to land. So if I wanted my waistband to be further down or further up, measure that, and that's how you want to make, your waistband. And then also do negative ease if you're wanting that. I did 0 ease, I think. But also I didn't exactly know where I was falling. I wasn't paying attention that closely on like putting the panels over and assembling the waistband to wherever it's going to fall. So if you're that particular on that, you want to make sure that you assemble the waistband with your buttons and everything and where you're going to wear it, and pin your panels to where you want them to fall. So if you were to do anything as far as customizing the length, I would say waistband wherever you want it to be, and then make your panels longer or shorter. I think that's where I think that is going to be the best way to do it. So I think with the double brim, and then I'm going to seam like here, like I did on my knit version, and in the back, so it covers my bra strap just a little bit. I'm not going to seam that high up. It's just going to be just so it covers my bra strap, and then make the ties. And then I'm probably going to seam here too on my shells. I almost wish that I made the shells after and not before, and like I could just do the shells around the sleeve instead of like, because I don't know if I want the shell detail here. Maybe it'll be okay. Maybe that'll be cool. I don't know, because like it's pretty cool in the knit version of the lace peeping on the sides. So I think that's how we're going to fix things up here. And this yarn is divine on the skin. I love the feeling. I love the feeling of both of these fibers. So that's a big win. I think that both of them are going to be like super, I want to wear it all day once I put it on. But yeah, I think I'll love it better once I change the buttons and double brim this. I think I also forgot to add, whenever I was referencing the Mortal Kombat-y look, none of this is blocked, and I think that's the reason. So the fibers aren't relaxing as I imagine that they will. I just have to show y'all. I haven't put the back ties on yet, but I am a big fan. The double brim, the changed buttons, the seamed side here, sides here. I love how this one is kind of like a playful version, and my knit one is kind of like a sexy, could be business appropriate version. Fun, so fun. And like on this one, I know I already really mentioned, like I need to block it because I think that this would be better, like more flowy with it blocked, like with the stitches relaxed and whatnot, but I don't think that it really affected the seaming process. So yeah, but I'm like loving it. I'm loving the fit now. I'm loving it way better. I think that this band and the way it sits so much better like this. Like this design is meant to be like this shape as far as I'm concerned. It's trying to get pictures of my Friendship Has Lace Borders top. My shoes fell apart. They broke apart. And now I'm running back home in the rain. Well, talk about, I guess this is the way I'm gonna block my sweater. Now I'm losing a piece of my shoe. I finally made the back lace and got it attached. I totally didn't put it on before seaming the lace on, but hey, I'm lucky. It ended up working when I tried it on afterwards. I did, I think, 8 repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's basically double what she says in the pattern. And it's perfect. It really brings it all together. This is such a classy top. Big fan.